Hey, it's Ethan Skolnick for 5 on the Floor on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I'm here at the arena in Miami. As you can see, no one's here but the cleaning crews at this stage. But everybody who was here to watch the game today saw something they will probably never forget, and neither will I. Look, I've covered this team for basically a quarter century. I've seen them win 3 championships. I've seen them reach the NBA Finals 6 times. I watched Dwayne Wade do what he did against Dallas, in Dallas, and also in this building when they were down 2-0 and 15 points, and he just said, we're not going to go out like this. I saw LeBron James do what he did in Boston when the entire Big Three era was on the line. It looked like Eric Spoelstra was going to get fired, Chris Bosh was going to get traded, and LeBron went out and scored 45 points and did everything offensively pretty much himself in that game. But this tonight, Jimmy Butler, 56 points and 43 of them in either the first or fourth quarters. He came back into the game with the Heat down 11 and rallied them back to win going away against the top-seeded Bucks, who did have Giannis, who did have Drew Holiday, who did have Chris Middleton, who had Brook Lopez playing at a high level. Nobody could do anything with Jimmy Butler tonight. He doesn't have Tyler Hero, doesn't even have Victor Oladipo. They don't have a two-guard who can create anything off the dribble by himself. He basically did this with Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, who both played well, but Bam Adebayo, who did not play particularly well offensively, and it did not matter. Jimmy just could not be stopped. He was 3 of 8 from 3, but he made 75% of his two-point attempts. He's shooting close to 65% in the playoffs. Nobody can guard him. And I asked Brook Lopez after the game, I said, what can you do against him? They didn't really have an answer. He said, maybe we can be a little bit more physical. Mike Budenholzer didn't really react to, the idea about double teaming him. So we'll see if they do that more in the next game. And look, again, Giannis played pretty well tonight. Now, he may have not come out of the game okay. We don't know, because Giannis, very uncharacteristically, because he's usually good with the media, did not speak to the media after the game after making everybody wait for 20 minutes. But this was really about Jimmy. I mean, in the locker room, Heat players are just marveling at it. I mean, I talked to Caleb Martin. I said, people don't think he's a top 5 player in the NBA. He's like, he's not 2 through 5, meaning he's number 1 at this stage. Kevin Love said he's the best clutch player in the league, okay? Essentially, I mean, he said he's never really seen a performance like this. He played with LeBron James. He won a championship with LeBron James in 2016. So this was an unbelievable performance from Jimmy Butler, and it raises a couple of questions. One, can he close this thing out? He's going to have 3 opportunities to do it, but you obviously don't want to toy with a team of this quality. See if Jimmy can get it done up in Milwaukee on Wednesday. But also, and this is something to consider for the offseason, on one hand, Jimmy Butler has kind of made some of the mistakes from this season go away, right? The front office not really adding players, other frustrations that the fans have had. He's made some of that go away with his performance, but it also, again, makes you wonder, if you have a player playing at this level, this quality of player, when it matters most, there are so few of these guys in the NBA who do this time after time after time, and Jimmy's done it more than anybody else over the past 4 years since he's come to Miami. You got to get him some help. I mean, you got to get him a ring. But it looked like he was just going to rip the rings off everybody's fingers tonight and take it for himself. It was an unbelievable performance, 56 points for Jimmy Butler. We'll have more on the channel and obviously on the 5 on the Floor podcast as we go forward. If you were here, you'll never forget it. If you weren't here, we'll try to provide as much insight and coverage of it on the days to follow. This is not the kind of game that you forget. And someday, well, I don't know if you can see it behind me. Someday, Jimmy Butler's going to have a 22 up there. Have a good night, everybody.